Hello, my name is Rachel Krott, and over the course of this presentation, I will share an analysis of Maryland crime data over the past 20 years and crime predictions for the upcoming years. This project was completed as an assignment from Professor Majed Al-Ghandour's Data 620 class at UMGC for Fall 2020 Section 9080. The dataset used to create the following visualizations does not include all counties and municipalities throughout Maryland, instead utilizing a representative sample that allows for patterns and relationships to be found in the data that help answer the question of, is crime truly on the rise in Maryland? In viewing this time series graph of overall crime throughout the entire state of Maryland between 1990 and 2016, it can be seen that overall crime, both violent and nonviolent, was on the rise until 1995, when it reached its peak of 139,000 reported crimes. From 1995 to 2016, crime in Maryland has been on an almost continuous decline, yielding about 68,000 crimes in 2016, half of its peak in 1995. Using Tableau's forecasting capabilities, a forecast of around 58,000 crimes reported is expected in 2021. Once again, this does not account for the entire state, and thus the key takeaway is the 15% predicted decrease in overall crime from 2016 to 2021. Although this projection and the 95% confidence interval surrounding it forecast a decrease in crime leading into 2022, I feel that this projection may not be accurate based on further analysis of the data, which will be discussed in the following slides. A closer look needs to be taken regarding crime in each of the counties. When breaking our total crime data down by county, it can be seen that the majority of counties have crime totals below the statewide average. In fact, only 3 counties, Baltimore City, Prince George's, and Montgomery County, have crime totals above the statewide average. If we examine the other counties throughout the statewide crime average is basically cut in half, and the majority of these counties are forecasted to have relatively stagnant or downward trends in crime totals throughout 2021. When considering the top 3 counties in terms of crime, though, the average crime total is 5 times the value it was when considering all the counties. Causing the bulk of this large increase is Baltimore City, which has an overwhelmingly higher crime total than even the closest Prince George's County. It is thus startling that the projection for Baltimore City is an increase in crime up to 2022. The 95% confidence interval surrounding this forecast, though, shows that there is also a possibility of decrease in crime. Thus, the question now shifts to focus on what is happening in these 3 counties and what decisions can be made to lower these numbers to follow the state's decreasing crime forecast. One of the arguments often used to explain rises in crime rates centers on increases in population. Within Maryland, the 3 largest counties in terms of population are Montgomery County, Prince George's County, and Baltimore City. As discussed, these 3 counties have the highest crime totals in the state, which adds some validity to the argument. However, further analysis can be used to question the strength of the argument. In this graph is an ordered list of the top 5 counties in crime rate per 100,000 population, that is, the rate at which citizens are committing crimes. Also included are the top 3 counties in crime in general, labeled in orange. Notice Prince George's County is the only county that fits into both categories and has significantly higher crime rates, but this rate has been significantly decreasing since 2005, with projections to continue decreasing through 2021. In fact, this rate is decreasing much faster than any of the other top 5 counties, especially Caroline County, whose rate is projected to increase by 2021. Interestingly enough, we see Baltimore City actually has significantly lower rates of crime per 100,000 population, even though its overall crime rate is much higher than those counties in the top 5 for crime rate per 100,000 population. While population may interact with crime total, the size of the population itself does not lead citizens to breaking the law at higher rates. Another argument regarding crime is that lower income areas have more crime. To test this theory, one indicator of income level, median household income, was utilized in comparison to crime totals across Maryland counties between 2006 and 2016. Within this scatter plot, it can be seen that there does not seem to be an overall trend relating median household income to crime totals within a county. While it can be seen that throughout the years, the absolute highest crime totals do come from areas at the bottom of the median income scale, there is a lot of variability in the total crime at every income level. Every crime total data point from a higher income level generally corresponds with a match in crime total from a lower income county. Thus, median household income and the general wealth of the county does not seem to have a strong influence on crime totals either. Over the past few slides, we have been looking at total crime statistics, both violent and nonviolent. To conclude our analysis, let's use the measure that everyone thinks of when they think of nationwide crime, violent crime. Here it can be seen that Baltimore County and Prince George's County control around 80% of Maryland's violent crime total consistently across the years. Baltimore City alone controls over 60% of violent crimes across the state, and while the percentage had decreased over the years, the percentage has increased once again to account for 70% of violent crimes across the state. In closing, if Maryland wants to keep its crime rate trending downward as forecasted by Tableau at the start of this presentation, a strong focus needs to be placed on Baltimore City. Baltimore City has the highest crime totals, and its forecast shows a potential increase in crime over the next few years compared to most other Maryland counties, whose rates are forecasted to stay relatively the same or decrease. Overall population and median household income were not found to be strong influences on crime totals, so other measures such as population density, poverty rates, and income inequality should be examined in relation to crime rates to help political and community leaders make decisions that will benefit the community and ultimately reduce crime rates within counties and across the state as forecasted. The following references provide data as well as context for the analysis of the data and future steps to be taken. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation.